Yo, 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 you know what it is. The one, the only T-Dog was blazing the sports back at it yet again, slapping another hater in the face with a bologna sandwich. Yeah, no. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and stall a little time in case the commercial is going on. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Sharing is caring, guys. Man, listen, man, it was a lot of boxing this weekend. I was trying to catch them all like Pokemon. Unfortunately, I didn't. But listen, I think I caught the ones that count, man. I saw Warren put them hands, get that second round stoppage. Beautiful, beautiful fight. Uh, Man, big power. Coming from Warren, 34 years old, coming out there displaying that power. Uh, Young Vergil Ortiz. We got to talk about Vergil Ortiz, man. How did he stack up against Mean Machine? Was that win impressive enough? Do you believe now that young Vergil Ortiz is now ready for Terence Crawford? Listen, the one thing that we saw for sure is that Vergil Ortiz and Victor Ortiz are completely different. Because when Victor Ortiz, when the tough guy going for him, he found a way out of it. When young Vergil Ortiz, when the guy tough going for him, listen, man, that's the one thing I can say about Vergil Ortiz is that he put his foot down. It's like when Mean Machine, right? I thought Mean Machine was gonna at least drop him. Mean Machine had him hurt, I believe, in the second round. Young Vergil Ortiz backing up against the ropes, taking heavy hit from Mean Machine. And then the crazy thing is, Vergil Ortiz started fighting back, digging the body shots. Listen, Ortiz is definitely buzzed at this time, definitely buzzed. And he started fighting back, going to the body, shaking his head like, okay, okay. Man, like I said, bro, I didn't know what we was about to witness there. I figured Mean Machine would definitely be a tough fight for Vergil Ortiz, and it was. I think, well, for the time being, it was. I think the Mean Machine fight was exactly what Vergil Ortiz needed. Exactly. Because he got a chance to go through everything. When you are an undefeated fighter and you're winning, a lot of times people don't know what you would do against, at a time when you're down, you're losing, or you're knocked down, or you hurt. When it's what some people might consider when it's nut check time. Vergil Ortiz found out what he was made of. Everything he thought he was made of, everything he thought about himself, he proved when that time came to actually prove what he thought. He was exactly that. Guys, listen, Mean Machine had Ortiz hurt a couple times, but when Vergil Ortiz started laying down that lumber, I mean, hitting Mean Machine. It was a time, guys, it reminded me of the Victor Ortiz versus Andre Berto fight, which is probably the first fight between Ortiz and Berto, when Victor came with like, okay, I got my nuts, right? And he was coming for it because Berto has just dropped him. Berto was trying to finish him, and he came back and called Berto with something to knock Berto down. Well, Mean Machine had Ortiz hurt, and he was trying to go for the win. And Ortiz battled back. I believe he caught him with like a left hook. I believe he caught him with a left hook and dropped Mean Machine. Man, guys, listen, guys. So eighth round come out. Vergil looking like he's on a mission, right? He's coming full steam at Mean Machine. I mean, throwing heavy leather, moving a lot more forward, coming forward, catching Mean Machine. And the thing about it, when I saw Mean Machine backing up, I think he was hurt with a shot before he started backing up. That's what made him back up. And then Vergil went to the body with a shot and dropped him. And then I think in the entire fight, Vergil Ortiz dropped him somewhere like, 4 or 5 times. So great, great fight, great drama, great test that the young man passed, great finish. And now the question that everybody asks, the question that is asked to young Vergil Ortiz about fighting Terence Crawford, and he says he's ready. Terence Crawford responded via social media saying that, everybody yet to bring up my name. Vergil like, listen, you know what it is, bro. They asked the question, I just answer it. You know what it is. Would I like to see that fight? Absolutely. I mean, not next. Not only if some kind of way the Sean Porter fight couldn't happen, then I say, okay, that's an acceptable fight. But right now, I think the Sean Porter fight is the fight. Sean Porter brings so much high level experience, skills, you know, just being there, passing the test already at that level. I think Sean Porter is going to bring the greatest chance right now of beating Terence Crawford. But if Terence Crawford beats Sean Porter, um, obviously, hopefully, I would like to see him fight, either the winner between Pacquiao and Ugas or Errol Spence Jr., of course. But if he can't get those guys, if he cannot get those guys, put him in there. Listen, guys, Vergil Ortiz made a good account for himself. Vergil Ortiz stock grew. People are invested in his stock. It grew. And they're going to be a way number of people pulling for Ortiz to beat Terence Crawford and for Terence Crawford to beat Ortiz. It's just what it is. It's just, listen, I hate to say this, but, when it comes to some African-American fighters, and whenever they're facing an Hispanic fighter, it seems like the crowd or the one of the old media, they want to pull for the Hispanic fighter to beat the African-American fighter. Just like I said, guys, I personally, I think Terence Crawford will win that fight. That's just me personally. I think Ortiz did a damn good job of proving he can bang, he can fight, he can box, he can overcome adversity. Like, he proved all that. He is completely worthy of fighting Terence Crawford. And I want to see the fight. I want to see, can Ortiz bring some of those elements that he just displayed and that power he just displayed. Mean Machine, some people say he dropped Terence Crawford. And young Victor dropped, young Vergil dropped Mean Machine several times. I want to see it. But I got Terence Crawford. Now, let's go on to the controversial. The one that probably many people that do what I do, they're going to disagree with me. Talking about Rigondeaux. Rigo fought Casemiro. Now, I did my live scorecard on air. Live. I think the only round that I probably would have debated my court was the 6th round, because I was trying to get my court ready and I missed most of it. But from what I've seen and heard, I admit it. I said, it sounded like Rigo got this round, so I gave Rigon down to 6th round. But when I added it all up, honestly, I thought the 12th round, I think Rigo needed that 12th round. I think he needed, in my opinion, that 12th round to win the fight or make it a draw. I had him just losing, not getting blown out. 111, 117, that 116 and 112. I didn't have none of that. It was a very, 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 very close fight where a lot of punches were not thrown. A lot of punches just was not thrown. Now, when it comes to Rigondeaux, when they talk about his footwork, listen, guys, I'm talking about amazing. From round 1 to round 12, no drop and being elusive, no drop in awareness, no drop in his footwork. I mean, this guy was ready. But the only thing that was missing in the boxing match was actually throwing a little more punches. Like, I truly believe that if Rigondeaux would have done what he done, I'm not even talking about changing the movement. Because when you make somebody miss, you make somebody miss. But if he would have just threw something afterwards, right? Like, there was times where Casemiro, probably butchered his name, sorry, where he threw a lot of wide hooks, and Rigondeaux made him miss by a mile. And then Rigondeaux was damn in the middle of the ring, while Casemiro had to turn around and readjust. But just imagine if Rigondeaux would have made him miss those hooks, and then just by a little bit, and then just threw a shot after that. Like, to be honest, like, people probably would have still considered it like a boring fight, but I think Rigondeaux could have picked him apart. I think if Rigondeaux would have just moved over or half a step or moved back, I mean, just like I said, man, it's just doing a little bit more. I'm not even trying to say don't move. I'm not even trying to say exchange, because if that's not your game, if you're not known for exchanging, and you might think your chin is suspect, and you know that your opponent is a volume power puncher, then why the hell would you play into this guy's field? Why the hell would you do what this guy want to do? So I'm not knocking it. I'm a huge fan of hitting and not get hit. I teach my fighters, like, look at me, listen, because some of the fighters I used to train they wanted to be bangers. I'm like, listen, I said, when it coming out to banger, I said, one, I don't like banging, because now you're leaving it up to the judge's decision. Unless somebody get a big shot in the exchanges, you're leaving it up to the judge's decision. He hit you, you hit him. He hit you, you hit him. Who won that round? It was a great fight, but I don't know who won. It can go either way. Fuck that. I don't like fights going either way. I don't like that. I want to hit you and you not hit me. I want to hit you, slide over, hit you again, make you miss, roll out the way, hit you again. I will prefer not to get hit in a fight. But it's boxing. It's going to happen. You're going to get hit. But in my opinion, I thought Rigondeaux lost that fight. I think the 12th round probably for me, I think he needed to win that fight. I think he needed to win that round. And like I said, some of them other rounds that I gave to the other guy, they were close rounds. And Rigondeaux might start off in the middle. He'll pop the guy with like a left hand or something, and then it'll be 2 minutes go by, and there's no punches being landed by both guys. But because, see, when you have nobody throwing punches at all, I mean, they're not really throwing punches, throwing very few punches, and you have one guy, he is a master at evading, elusiveness, great footwork, and he's making this guy miss and chase and chase and chase and chase. And the other guy is chasing. Not cutting the ring off that well, but he's chasing. Just as much as Rigo move, he's chasing. The judges, a lot of times, is going to give it to the guy who is at least trying to engage. If Rigondeaux, in my opinion, would have just moved a little bit, slid over, like I'm saying, make them shots miss still, but after you make them miss, throw something. It don't even got to be hard. Just touch the guy. Just touch him. And like I said, man, I thought this was a fight that Rigondeaux could have easily won. I wanted Rigondeaux to win this fight. I thought he could have easily won this fight, easily, just by throwing some jab. I think he could have easily won this fight. But like I said, man, when you're fighting the champion, back in the day, years and years ago, they used to say, you got to knock out the champion to get the belt. I thought that was always stupid. I'm like, why do you have to knock out the champion? Why can't you just be a better boxer? I thought in this case, Rigondeaux was the better boxer, had better defense, being more elusive, but he just wasn't better at throwing punches. He just did not throw punches. And in a boxing match, in order to win a boxing match, at some point of the boxing match, you have to throw punches. And I think the lack of punches, it will lost the fight for Rigondeaux. I would love to see him back because I do cheer for Rigondeaux, but we'll see what happens. It's your boy T-Dub. Low ball champ, what's up? Said Rigo only needed an extra 4 or 5 punches around and still to win. I thought he won like many did, but they pushed him for the style as usual. And see, I didn't think Rigondeaux won. I thought he lost by a little bit. I thought, like I said, man, I did a live scorecard, and when I'm watching the fight, I try to watch, unbiased. Because I don't want to come out there and then, let's say, Rigondeaux getting beat up. Let's say he's getting beat up every round, and then my scorecard, I don't care what you say, I got Rigo winning. Yeah, I got Rigo winning. I don't want to do that because, then people can't trust what I say. And I don't want to say, well, you know what, he black, I'm black, so I got him winning. I don't want to do that. Because if we think that way, then when there's a Mexican judge a Mexican versus a black fighter, then you're saying that they should go with the Mexican fighter, or a Russian judge and go against white. No, same thing. I don't want that. As me trying to judge, I'd rather try to be as unbiased as possible. But again, I had this fight close. I had it to where I thought Rigondeaux needed the 12th round, and he didn't show up. So when he did not show up that 12th round, to me, that's what gave it a loss. When he didn't show up that 12th round, I think I'm like, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the 12th round, and the last 2 minutes, I don't even know if there was a punch thrown at all. It was more like, you can't touch me. You know, it's hard. Like I said, it is hard during a time where people want to see punches thrown in a boxing match to not have them thrown. And like I said, man, it could have been a small adjustment by Rigondeaux. If Rigondeaux, like I said, if you would have just remember all them big shots he made him miss. Remember when he was making Casemiro hit the ropes when he was making them miss them big hooks. Remember that? Now see, the thing is, if Rigondeaux would have just made him miss and not move way for in the middle of the ring or somewhere else, if he just made him miss and counter. Listen, see, people try to call Floyd Mayweather a runner. What I consider Floyd Mayweather did was fucking beautiful at the highest of what you can do. Not only was he able to move and evade, but he would hit your ass if you keep coming. Like, there's no way that Floyd Mayweather would just keep moving for a minute without throwing a punch. Floyd Mayweather was not known for being a big puncher, but big punchers wasn't just running through Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, man. See, these judges, they already, in my opinion, the majority of judges don't like a lot of style that black fighters do. I don't think they like it. I thought Erislandy Lara beat Canelo more convincingly than you guys might feel Rigo won this fight. I thought Erislandy Lara beat Canelo. And he threw more punches. He moved similar like Rigondeaux, but the judges still gave it to Canelo. They still gave it to Canelo. Let me see. He says, yeah, Floyd would piece you up every step along the way. So Ortiz deserves Bud, but Andre don't deserve Canelo. Now, when you're talking about deserve, now, I don't know. I'm not sure when you jumped in on this. I'm not saying Ortiz deserves Bud. I mean, would I watch it? Would I like to see it? Yeah, I like to watch it. I want to see it. I think Sean Porter should be first. I think Demetrius Andrade should have been fought Canelo, but they just don't. It's like I said earlier. Even if Vergil Ortiz fought Terence Crawford, the old media, they are going to be rooting for Ortiz to beat Terence Crawford. That's just what it is. And I said it's just something. Listen, when a Hispanic fighter in this country fighting an African American fighter, for the most part, not all the time, I think they're going to be pulling for the Hispanic fighter. And I believe the reason they're doing it because they believe that there are more Hispanics. When you're looking at the Mexico and the USA, you look at them combined. I think they are just, I don't know how to say it. I think they cater to their fans. I don't think they cater to African American fans like that. I think they cater to Mexican American or Latino fans. That's why when you look at somebody like Teofimo Lopez, because he fits the description, he looks the look, he salts it out, they figured that he can be a big draw. Which honestly, I don't know what the hell Teofimo Lopez did, because somewhere along the line, Lopez beat Lomachenko, and he didn't get that star power like that. But I'm telling you right now, guys, if Vergil Ortiz fights Terence Crawford, the majority of the media, a lot of people might pick Terence Crawford, but that's not who they're going to want to win. They will love for Ortiz to beat Terence Crawford, in my opinion. I'm picking Terence Crawford to beat Vergil Ortiz. But now when it comes down to, I don't want deserve a shot. I don't know if anybody deserves a shot, but from what he has done in a sport of boxing, if Ortiz fought Terence Crawford, I don't think anybody would look at that like he didn't, like he's not supposed to be there, because obviously he is. He just beat Mean Machine, who arguably people say dropped Terence Crawford. I say I say Terence Crawford was buzzed and he got pushed. A lot of people want to argue and say he got dropped. It is what it is. But like I said, man, with Demetrius Andrade, uh, they don't want to go at Canelo. Canelo had 3 other belts at 160. Andrade had the other belt. Instead of fighting Demetrius Andrade, Canelo went a route to where he ended up not even, his goal at being undisputed at 160 ended when all he had to do was fight Demetrius Andrade. That tells you a lot. And many people would have had Canelo favored to beat Demetrius Andrade. But it tells you a lot. When you have one fight left, one fight, and you decide that, well, being a middleweight undisputed champion, I don't want that. Let me go to 168. And then you go to 168, and I don't even think he has to fight an African American fighter, do he? I don't even think he has to fight an African American fighter. Listen, but this is a kiss Canelo ass world right now. The fighter's kissing his ass, the media's kissing his ass, and nobody wants to upset him. And that's what we're faced with. I think Jamal Charlo should have fought Canelo by now. I think Andre should have fought Canelo by now. But nobody's going to push it. But they will push, and I get what you're saying. They will push, and I think that's what you're saying. Not really deserve, but I think they are pushing Ortiz to fight Terence Crawford, or for Terence Crawford to fight Ortiz, but they did not push for Canelo to fight Demetrius Andrade or Jamal Charlo. I think that's what the only person I think they tried to push him to fight was Triple G. Canelo should have fought one of the 2 by now. Yeah, he should have. But like I said, man, when it comes to that Rigondeaux fight, man, like I said, guys, listen, I'm a fan of Rigondeaux. I have Rigondeaux picked to win that fight. At least I wanted him to win that fight. And from watching the fight and calling the fight, I just don't think he did enough to take the belt from the champion. That 111, 117, BS, 116, 112, BS, 113, 115, I can see that. 113, 115, I can see that. Even being a draw. Because like I said, man, some of the rounds, it was so little action that, fuck, man, I can't even remember I had to go back and think to myself what happened in the first 30 seconds, who landed, didn't land to get a fight to. Neither fighters were throwing a lot of punches. Rigondeaux was being very elusive. And I'm telling you guys, if Rigondeaux would have just threw a little more, if instead of making them miss, see, there's a difference between making somebody miss and making somebody miss by a mile. When you make somebody miss by a mile, is when they miss, you halfway on the other side of the ring, and it looks like, they're nowhere near you. But if you just make them miss, and you still bite them, and you can hit them with something and move again, see, to me, instead of moving those 4 or 5 steps to be way on the other side, why not move 2 steps, hit them, move 2 steps again? You know what I'm saying? Like, as bad as see, the thing is, Rigondeaux at 40 years old or whatever they say he is, at his age, his awareness and the reaction is still fucking amazing. He's able to still track shots coming and make him miss by a mile. And if you're still able to track shots and make him miss by a mile, how about make him miss by a quarter mile? Make him miss, step over, hit him. And like I said, you don't have to sell out on your shots to where you trying to take his head off and you put yourself in danger to get countered, but just touch him. Like I said, guys, I know some guys are going to disagree with me. They're going to disagree. But I feel that this fight could have been won and lost by Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux was a better boxer, better defense. Rigondeaux, honestly, had damn near better everything. He just didn't throw more punches. And I think that's what allowed the other guy to win. Because if he just threw more punches, even more jabs, if he moved and threw like 2 or 3 more jabs, he'd have won that fight. As a matter of fact, If Rigondeaux would have threw 4 or 5 more extra punches around, maybe 6, 7 around, Rigondeaux could have damn near won every round. Rigondeaux could have probably won every fucking round. Think about it. Think about it, because the other guy couldn't really catch him, couldn't really hit him. If he'd have threw 5, 6 more punches, they would have still booed him. But he'd have been hitting the guy with clean shots, 5 or 6 punches, jabbing him. Think about when Rigondeaux hit him, Rigondeaux caught his ass. Now, don't get me wrong. Old boy had a chin on him, because I saw Rigondeaux hit that boy with a straight left hand, and he kept coming. But let me get my butt back in here, man. Let me get my butt back in here. I'm not even in my full lunch. All right, let me get you guys later. All right, guys, be back.